Hey everybody, welcome back to Roleplay Blades. We are here, episode 8.
Zeke's face. He's like,
sorry, I was reading.
Nice.
We are back.
Welcome back.
We're ready.
Yes.
Cheers.
We've got beer,
indeed.
we've got whiskey.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, was, yeah.
Cheers.
Did you
Wait,
say beer and whiskey?
are we cheersing?
Cheers.
Bourbon.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
What do you got there, Ann?
Yeah.
Bullet?
That's a
Bourbon?
Jeff,
Ooh,
come
both
on.
good
Where's
shit.
that
Are you serious?
Where's
You're all
that-
drinking?
glass of water?
Why not?
Apparently
Okay.
we're all...
No, I'm not
Right.
judging. I'll get a drink at half
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers.
an hour.
Cheers.
Jeff, we have to put up with 4 hours for you. Of course, we're drinking right now. You,
Oh,
I love
Marcus.
you, buddy.
Jesus Christ.
Come on, guys. Crime's a wasting.
Hello. So what did you guys do? Did you guys have a 3-day week? I had a 3-day weekend, so it was nice. I played a lot of Dota 2.
I'm
Did
a
you?
streamer. I don't know what weekends are. I just stream every day.
Right? That's
Yeah.
both
Here's the
awesome
thing,
and
you're also
sad
insane.
at the same time.
There are days off, people.
I loved it.
Holidays streamers are like definitely stream days because
Yeah,
like, hey,
it's like the
we're not
opposite.
working or off of school and that kind of shit.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I started playing Watch Dogs 2. I didn't play the first one. But the trailer looked terrible for Watch Dogs 2, so I never played it. And then I was like, I just decided to start playing it a couple days ago, and it's actually pretty good. I'm surprised.
Mini
It's
Wheat
kinda
thought
buggy,
so
but-
too.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the first one looked like meh, and then I heard bad things about it, so I just never bothered. And then this one looked like it was gonna be really like, hello, fellow kids, do you like memes? And it's like there's kind of some of that, but it's like I don't know. It's not as terrible as I thought it was gonna be. I really like it. So
I mean, it
Yeah.
seems like actually the open world is people seem to enjoy around just doing ridiculous shit.
yeah,
The
just
open
like
world.
hacking everything. It's fun. You
Yeah.
just run around
In a
and
similar
read
vein,
people's
like
texts.
a lot of people were critical of the Mariah Carey's movie Glitter, but it's actually a pretty good movie if you sit down and watch it, you know?
I agree. I look forward to that
Yeah.
discussion, Jeff. Big co-
Really confused.
We're in the merch. We're in the merch.
Did you beat it, or are you still going?
I'm
Got it.
still working on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still working on it.
Right on. Right on.
But it's nice to just play something not Overwatch and Siege. Although I do love Overwatch and Siege. But I know I just need to do something else because I'm just like, it's too much. The salt is just like building up inside of me, and I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna die from like saline overdose or something. So
I've
it's like I
heard
need to play
that.
something else. Yeah.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Games like that like create like a pearl of salt that just keeps
Yeah.
building upon itself.
Uh-huh.
Tell
That's
us
exactly
more
what
about
happened.
that, Zeke.
Well, it's like you get 1 grain of salt or dirt in a pearl or in an oyster, and it just starts calcifying more
Oh.
and more around it.
So, how big is
Like
your
a dingleberry.
Boshi pearl exactly, Zeke? How big
So
is your
it-
Boshi pearl? Is it
I don't
like
it's so big it has its own gravitational pull.
another planet?
Because anytime someone says the word Boshi to me, like the first words that come to my mind are fuck off or fuck you.
Fair
So
enough.
That's
pretty
good.
bad. Speaking of movies though, I actually have something to chime in about. I watched
Do it.
I watched a couple of movies that I was putting off, but I watched Suicide Squad and I watched Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters. And both of them I went in my mindset was like, okay, I've heard bad things. They might be bad, whatever. I watched it. Suicide Squad, terrible. It was fucking terrible. It was so just poorly done and poorly like put together. And it was just a mishmash of just awful things. However, Ghostbusters was great.
It's good, right?
It is really good. It was, I thought all of the like attitude and stuff was, and lines and delivery and shit was really on point. And if you don't go into it expecting it to be as magical as the original Ghostbusters, it's a fucking good movie.
In a world
Really?
where the original Ghostbusters didn't happen, I don't know that this one becomes necessarily the cult hit that Ghostbusters became.
Oh, no.
But I
No.
also think that like I don't know that cult hits are made anymore, you guys. Like I feel like the period of 80s and 90s actually was like where a lot of our cult hit come from, and like there are more from that era than there are in the other. But like
Interesting.
I mean, you can challenge me.
No,
on
I'm
that,
racking
but
my brain as
I
you
think
said.
that's
I actually
pretty
think you
true.
might be onto something.
yeah,
There are some like late 90s 2000s stuff that survived, like Fight Club and those kind of things have kind of stuck around.
Sure.
But for that action movie like classic or action comedy,
You know what kind of is?
Right.
Like
Right.
Expendables and movies like that.
Mm.
They actually did okay, and they're shitty movies.
Yeah.
Oh, those the Expendables?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even for action movies, those things are
Yeah.
yeah,
But they
pretty
do
bad.
okay, and people like them.
Right.
I've watched
They're
all
not like
six.
the Big
Furious,
Lebowski.
I guess, too, is like that. They're kind of like cheesy garbage, but they're fun and people like them.
It's like Transformers. I like the special effects, but the movies are terrible. But it's
Oh,
just like I like looking at the big robots and the nice cars,
they do.
That was like
have
the
some
last one?
Pretty, yeah. With
but like the last one had like
T-Rex.
the
walk.
Lamborghini commercial in the middle of it, where there's the Lamborghini and there's like fire, the ring of fire around it, and it's literally just like 20 seconds of the camera panning around the Lamborghini. And I like cars, so I'm like, that's fine. But then Mark Wahlberg tries to deliver a line that's like serious and heartfelt, and I'm just like, this is awful. But
Well, and
Lamborghinis, it's fine.
That
I'm
was the
defending
best
the earth.
movie. The milk, the Bud Light, the Victoria's Secret, like all the things that they sold in that movie were so.
Yeah, the ads. It was like a 2-hour ad with robots.
They
Pretty
literally
great.
crash into a Bud Light truck, and Mark Wahlberg squashes a Bud Light in the middle of the city with giant alien robots killing everything.
Yeah.
Like, but the
That
Chinese
plus all
milk
the-
one was my favorite. He's like
Yeah.
smashed up against the fridge. He's like, Jesus, oh wow, there's milk. What I could eat right now is a half gallon of dairy in my belly. Gulp, gulp, gulp. So bad.
Pandering to the Chinese government to get the funding when they shoot over there. There's someone, I think it's in the fourth movie, they run up to camera and they go, "We better call the central government for help." Like,
Yeah.
it's so transparent.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Michael Bay though, man, he's like okay with that.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Oh yeah. He doesn't
Yeah.
care.
Never
He's just
has.
rolling around on his piles of money, so whatever.
They're not as bad as Bad Boys 2, but
They're making a new one? It's
Yeah.
coming out next year. Oh yeah. I
there
can't
will
wait.
be necrophilia in it. That's a theme of the series.
I don't know, but I
Wow,
can't
is
wait.
that a theme?
Like, dude, honestly, do you really not like Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2?
I like the first one okay. The second one is so hateful and like the characters are so awful. They hold a teenager at gunpoint and threaten to kill him. And it's just
But I mean, like,
so-
isn't at that point it just so ridiculous already, John? Like, I mean,
well, sure,
dude,
yeah.
there's an entire scene. It's one of my favorite. I just love this scene. And there's a car chase on the interstate, and they start throwing the cadavers out of the. And it's just like,
That's after the scene where Martin Lawrence feels up the dead woman under the thing.
Yes.
And yeah, like there's just for me, I don't know.
Wow.
There's like a line. Like I want to not hate my protagonists in an action comedy. I need to like them. Those guys are.
That's
so
amazing because I saw those, but I must have been like my younger mind must have blanked them out. I was like, no, that didn't happen. 'Cause I
We're
didn't
gonna get to rewatch him for number 3.
Deadpool's an interesting point. Chad is bringing up Deadpool, and I think for me, Deadpool didn't cross that line. It's just as, or even more crude potentially, but it's charming. It's not hateful and
It's
awful.
true to the character in an amazing way. That's why Deadpool was, in my opinion, just like really incredible. How rare is it when they're like, hey, let's just like peel this character right from the, I mean, a lot of that's the writers, a lot of that's Ryan Reynolds.
But also, well, his whole
yeah.
thing is he keeps saying he's not a hero. So that's part of the joke too, is that he doesn't want to be a hero. So that's why he's so crass and terrible.
Does
Right.
any superhero want to be a superhero?
Yes.
I think
Because I feel like so many of the movies, there's just like every
no.
single movie, the like trope is just like I didn't ask for this life. Like,
you should read
well,
The Boys, and that will teach you that there are
The
superheroes that
Boys?
definitely want to be superheroes. Yeah,
It's just called The Boys?
it's called The Boys. It's
Are you sure you want to like jump her right into
Comic.
that?
what?
Are you sure you want to jump Anne right
It's
into
very
that? Like, do
graphic,
you
is
read a
what
lot of
he's saying.
comics, Anne? Do you read a lot of comics?
I read comics. I don't know what you mean by a lot. Probably not a lot.
Okay. Because the boys is like, there's a line in comics where it's like, okay, we'll go up this line, and then there's a few comics that just go, fuck the line, no line. And the boys and Crossed are the two like comics that are like, fuck this.
No, Crossed is here, and the boys is like here, but the boys is more. The boys is more true to the ideas of what people would actually do if they were superheroes. And that's where the darkness comes from. Sure. Whereas like Crossed is like, what would people do if they literally only had primal instincts? And that's fucking awesome because people actually go there.
I'm not saying it's not good comics. I have the whole collection of all of them. I'm just not saying that.
They're, in my opinion...
If that was the first comic someone gave me, I'd be like, this is what comics are all about? Fuck.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've read plenty of comics. I haven't read this one yet, but I'll look into it. We'll see. Yep. It depends on what you mean by the line, but I'll see what it is about.
Sex and violence, but to a different degree than most comics are willing to go.
I mean, and also just like mature themes that you don't necessarily, like Zeke said, that you don't necessarily see in other comics. Or just one slice, I guess you could say. Anyway.
All right. Cool. Did any of you guys play Inside?
Yeah.
I played Inside recently.
Love it.
It was amazing. You loved it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you play it, and we had different feelings about it. That's cool. That's totally cool.
I mean, I loved it in the sense of like, here's a game that made me really think about what was happening, but did it in a way where it wasn't like, here's text on a screen and you should read this, and I'm basically going to hold your hand and tell you how this story unfolds. Where like a lot of it is interpretation to sort of how you felt about the world, what you were doing, what you ended up doing, like the things that happened. And that's really incredible for a game. So from that perspective, I liked it, but certainly it was kind of like it had its sort of disturbing, moments, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked the gameplay of it. I really liked, I love puzzle games, and I really loved all of the puzzles and the ideas behind it and stuff. I liked the atmosphere in the game a lot. I was like really disappointed by the ending, which is a pretty common thing that happens with video games, I guess. But so I've spent like 20 minutes or something arguing with chat about it because like everyone kind of had their ideas and they were like, the devs said it means this. And then I like tried to look up things that people were telling me that the devs said, and I couldn't find any reference to the developers actually saying that. So I still want to do more. I still want to do more reading about it because I'm curious about it. But I just feel like it ended too fast for like a $20 game where I was this is not enough content. Yeah,
I do agree with that.
I feel like they cut it off like halfway through. So that's why I think that disappointed me more than anything, where I was like, this was a really short game, and I really wanted there to be more of the puzzles and stuff because it was really fun, but it just ended so abruptly.
And did you play The Witness?
I played about 2 hours The Witness, maybe.
Okay.
I couldn't deal with the fact that every puzzle was pretty much the exact same thing. So, and then I also didn't want to deal with chat because chat was a nightmare with that, so that made it even worse. So
it's really, it really does make me sad to hear. Sorry, what was that, Jeff? Sorry. What?
Just they're a nightmare because they were like helping you try to solve the puzzles, but then getting mad, so.
Yeah. Well, because they're trying to tell you how to do stuff, and it's like the point of one of those types of games is like exploring the game and just like exploring it by yourself. So it's really hard to play that when you've got 1,000 people being like, no, you're supposed to go this way, and like you should go do this because that part's really cool, and like that kind of takes away from the experience. So
what burns my ass?
Go for it.
What burns my ass is the guys, the people in chat who are watching you, and they go, "Oh, I got it," and you're like, "Do you?" Pick up the fucking game and do it then. If you fucking got it, you fucking got it on this fucking game. Piece of shit! Don't tell me you got it, because I obviously don't got it.
Yeah.
It's like
I want to watch
these play that like when something goes wrong with your computer, and you're like, "Oh, this happened," and they're like, "I have that exact same thing, and it never happens to me." Thanks.
Let it out, Zeke. It's streamer therapy right here live on RollPlay Blades. Hey, Jeff, anything you want to bitch about? Do you like it when people tell you that your build orders suck?
Okay, so the
No.
target of tonight's assassination is Twitch chat.
Sorry.
Zeke, don't you love when they're like, my favorite? My favorite is when people are like, how have you not figured this out yet? That's worse. That's even worse than them being like, oh, I figured it out. It's like, how have you not figured it out? Like, you could just hear them saying, like, how are you this stupid that you have not figured out the solution yet? You're like, oh, God.
I like
I'm looking stupid in front of everyone.
Do
You like that?
Well, no, I mean, my channel culture is probably different from your guys', but when people do that shit, we just lay into them, but not like a fuck you, you asshole kind of. It's more like, because the very common, like one of the common members of the Twitch community is that person who's like, oh, incredible. Yeah, well, when I drove my Lamborghini into that tree, it was, thank God I had a 400-inch penis because it really softened the blow from nailing Heidi Klum in my co-pilot seat. It's just like, it's just ridiculous the shit they say and do, and if you just have to have fun with it. Every game, they're like, oh, I beat this in 5 minutes. You're like, wow, you're incredible. Like, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite story with that was Ninja Gaiden 2 for whatever system that was, like PS2 or 3 or no, PS3. That is a hard fucking game. Like, really fucking hard. Like, the first boss is really fucking hard. And I remember I talked about it. I didn't even stream it because this is a long time ago, but it was like some Team Liquid forum post or whatever, and I was just like, wow, it's really hard. This guy was tough. The first 15 comments were people being like, oh my God, you struggled with that? What do you have, like, do you suffer for which one do you have? Mental illness? That's insane. That was the easiest game I ever played in my life. And I know they're fucking lying. They're so hard.
All right, well, we're ready to... Well, what do we have to start off with, John?
I don't think we did XP at the end last time.
We did not do XP, that's true.
Yeah.
I didn't get very much XP, though, so I'm sad.
We should probably do that.
And we did the...
Also, we need to get paid.
The crew quarter upgrade that gives us the possibility for a fourth thing, a fourth dot.
Yes, you did get that. You got that, and you, like... Aldo completed his survey of library books, so you have a functioning, useful base now where you can like research stuff if you want to, or
nice.
Do magical workshop experiments or that kind of thing. And you have ritual, so that would mean like you could do ritual stuff without leaving the base. If you want to, you could stay inside the lair.
Okay.
If you ever want to do rituals, that's an option.
Okay, can I have more than one ritual if I already have one?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
You can tell me you want to do a new one, and then there's a little process we do where you can spend some time like learning the new ritual, and then you'll be able to use it.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So also we need to get paid for killing Marlene.
Yeah,
because you were going to decide on how much we made from the bets, thanks to Miss Cataby, who is somewhere gambling away money, probably.
Yeah, she had to run off to gamble some more. Probably.
Yeah, we put five coin up, and whatever the odds against me were.
Yeah, so we kind of decided to abstract it a little bit and not be like, oh, it's 20-1, so it's 100 coin, or it's more about Miss Cataby's skill was determining like whether it was going to be a big windfall or like a pretty good night or just okay, and that all went really well. So a big windfall in this game is like 10 coin plus. That's what you guys have typically been getting for your killings, and I think this counts in that space, right? Because it's like she's a big high profile target essentially. And you guys set everything up the way you wanted to do it, and then you hit your rolls. So it should count as a big job. So let's do XP first though. I guess it doesn't really
just want to know how much money we made.
just tell me the number.
Just give me a number.
Oh, sorry.
Ian isn't a
Damn it.
gambler. He doesn't
No,
care
it's fine.
about
Let's do XP. Whatever.
Numbers.
You're the GM.
It's 14 coins. That's fine.
14.
Yeah, 14.
Yes.
I know it's a lot.
Okay. We'll divvy it up. We'll do XP since wheat is gone, and then we can divvy up the coin.
There's
Sure.
a thing that we haven't done. When your crew advances, you guys you personally make some money as part of the abstraction of the crew. Like, we don't track all your expenses and everything, so whenever you fill your XP track, we're like, okay, this is a time to sort of, you guys cash out a little bit from the crew. And it's changed a little bit in the final version of the game. It's the same breakdown, and we just track it differently. But I think we didn't do it for the last 2 advances. So all of you guys get to add 2 into your
Personal.
into your stash, not your coin tracker, but where it says stash.
Ooh.
You get 2 dots in your stash from the crew advances. You get 1 plus 2 per tier. Tier 0, so you get 1.
Done.
Yeah, so basically you have this ongoing payout that being part of the crew adds to your stash over time, and eventually that will increase your lifestyle and blah 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 blah.
Cool.
Yeah. And you're always free to put money into your stash if you want to.
Okay.
That just
I don't know how to clear. These little X things do not do anything. I don't know where to click it.
I think.
Oh, I got it. Never mind.
An invisible button there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to I'm clicking all around it, trying to figure out where it'll work.
Yeah.
Sweet. So we each have 2 in our stash. Got it.
Yeah, you should get 2. We'll remind Wheat when he comes back. And for XP, let's start with Careless.
Okay.
Violence and coercion, right?
Always a double.
Pretty much.
You got to use his tendrils on that guy.
That's right.
Yeah. That's pretty violent.
It was, yeah. Beliefs, drives, instincts, heritage, background stuff.
Yes. Kind of. I expressed it. My character didn't necessarily, but we got to role play the female with Aldo.
Mm-hmm. That was
Vale
awesome.
was her name, I think.
Yeah.
You also, with Marlene, brought up backstory of we invited you to join us and you declined, so this is why you're dying. So the whole point of our mission was because of that.
Yeah, thank you. And I think that's a fantastic point. I feel like that's 2. A lot of it was revealed.
Yeah, there was a lot.
And then I'm going to break new ground here. You struggle with issues from your vice or traumas. Oh, God, the word struggled. Never mind. Not breaking new. No, I don't think so.
No, I mean you could have, but yeah, you have the trauma now, but I don't think it causing you any problems.
Yeah. So 4. So I'm going to put 3 into playbook, which maxes it out again.
Nice.
And I'm going to look over this and I'll let you know which one I pick, and then I'll just put that other dot into, let's do prowess.
Okay.
So then I have 3 out of 6 there, and I'll figure out which one of the playbook things I'm going to do.
Cool. And just to complicate things, on your character sheet, you have room for veteran advances, and that just means you can look at another playbook and take a special ability from some other thing besides a cutter if you want to.
Oh my God.
So I know that makes your decision space way bigger, but that's a thing you can do if you want.
Everyone has that ability?
Yeah, everyone can do that 3 times.
Oh.
It's a sort of cross-class if you want to.
Interesting. And I look up the other ones where?
I don't think they're in the Roll20 set, but let me double check that. They're not. They're in the game PDF. I don't know if you have that. But
then maybe next time I'll just, if we can make it available, and I'll look into it or something like that.
Sure. Oh well, actually, hang on. I can make these visible. I actually have them in here. I'll make them visible to players, so you guys can see them.
Okay.
I think that'll work. Okay. Zeke.
Yo.
XP.
Okay. For the violence, let's see. I already did my desperate roles. You address the challenge with violence or coercion. I would argue too, because of the fight and for spitting at the crowd and inciting them and that kind of shit.
Total coercion. Yes, I agree.
Okay,
for sure.
Okay. And beliefs, drives, and heritage, or background. I investigated Careless. That was a drive to figure out what he was fucking up to and what he's all about. And also, I made sure to at least give like some contact to Rutherford, the butler guy, and assure him like we're taking care of it and that kind of stuff. So like, and why that falls in that category is because it's a belief that I have. Like I'm true to my word. I do what I say I'm going to do. That kind of shit. I don't know if that falls into that or not.
Yeah, it's up to you. Like if you think that that's something that's really core to Aldo, then you should take XP for it. Yeah. If you think it's like an important part of who he is.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Then I will. I do believe it's important.
Yeah, I think that's going to come up again tonight.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
As I said, it's probably going to come up again tonight. I think we sort of said like, oh, we're going to put this off, but you got to deal with it. So. Gotcha. Yeah.
And then I dealt with my vice, the poetry reading with Straws.
You dealt with it?
Yeah, was that?
Oh, struggled with issues.
Yeah.
I got to think about like I got to think about how I can more struggle with issues of my vice, because my vice is not as straightforward as everyone else's.
Right.
So I got to figure out a way that I can work in like story wise how I can struggle with that, I guess.
I'm going to take brutal, John, by the way.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no traumas. So
yep.
Cool. And you can put those XP wherever you want in any of the various spots.
Okay. I'm going to fill up my playbook, and I'm one away on my prowess as well. So
nice.
We'll figure out where we're going to put the point in, and one more in prowess. So if I roll a desperate,
win.
When I roll a desperate,
what are the odds?
Yeah.
We're team desperate over here, man.
I didn't do a whole lot last episode, except for I overindulged, and I don't know. I don't know if that would count as a 1 or a 2, because I feel like that's something that can kind of happen, like pretty. I don't know. That doesn't feel like a thing that's not. I don't know. It doesn't feel like a unique situation, even though it's the first time that we've had it happen. To me, it doesn't feel like. I don't know why I'm talking myself out of XP. I think I don't know. I feel weird taking 2 for it, because I feel like there could be more that would happen with struggling with your vice that would count as 2 in my mind. So I feel like setting the bar at you overindulged once is not like,
Sorry about that, guys.
That's not right.
That makes sense. Yeah, that totally makes
I think
sense.
that's fair, Ann. It's okay to talk yourself down on one.
Yeah. So
yeah,
we're all honest.
And tonight too, like you said, you might try to find a new source for your drugs, and that could create problems for you too. So that might be, it might still be a problem potentially.
Okay, cool. So I'll say 1 for struggling with my vice, and then I have 1 for you addressed a challenge with knowledge or arcane power. We poisoned Marlene, I guess would be 1 for that.
Yeah, that was kind of your deal. You sort of arranged that, right, through your contacts to get the drug, to get the poison.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then express beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I would say maybe 1 because I didn't want to go after Suker, because I was telling everyone that he's not a good person to go after right away. And then
Skurlock, yeah.
Yeah, Skurlock. And then also the thing with the money where Aldo was like, do we need more money? And I was like, we don't have all the money. Because I like money and also drugs. And I talked to Miss Cataby about needing a new supplier and stuff like that. So you want for that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Cool. Wheat, let's do your XP, your last up.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I need to get my sheet back up here. And all right. I don't think I had any desperate rolls, unfortunately. Addressed a challenge with conspiracy or calculation. Obviously, I got us the coin.
Yep.
The betting.
Yep.
Boom. I'll take that one. And that's oh, shit. I just realized I'm on the old Roll20 page. Damn it. I just tried to add my XP. So I can either playbook advance or I can go with 2 points in one of the other ones. Is that how it works?
It's one wherever you want to put it.
One, okay. So I'll figure that out in a second. But that resets it. Express your beliefs, drives, or heritage or background. I mean, obviously, I was all about the gambling in that last one. I don't think I had any part in the actual fighting or even the drugging. So I would say it's Cataby's belief.
Yeah, what is that belief? The belief in
I mean, it's more like a drive of
okay.
She's a compulsive gambler, right? And in not only the let's use this mark as a way to make a fuckload of money, but also the fact that that I had bet on this one person so many times, played into the drive to make sure that was something that we focused on.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
As far as struggling with issues from vices or traumas, I mean, I got to gamble and we won. That I don't know if that's really struggling at all.
It doesn't sound like.
No, that's like the opposite.
We had lost,
every once in a while, we have a good day when we gamble, and this was a good day. So, even I would not go on that one.
Oh yeah, Chad is reminding us. You had a good conversation with your friend Salia last time too.
Oh yeah.
You kind of laid out some of that stuff too.
Right. Now, is it? I mean, as far as like expressing my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background, can I argue for 2 XP because that is literally all I did? That was like focused on sort of that aspect of it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's up to you, but I think, especially that with the conversation that we forgot about, that was pretty significant. We got to see this kind of background connection that you have with her, and the fact that you do actually trust someone is pretty interesting. I thought so. Yeah, go ahead and take 2 for that. That's cool.
All right, word. Great.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm going to take a look at my playbook and tell you what I'm going to grab.
Can I just say how much more difficult it is to assign yourself XP than it is to argue for it?
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible because I'm like used to saying like, well, come on. I mean, but this, now that I have to say, it's, do you really deserve it? I'm like,
maybe the little kid.
Like, I'm not sure. I guess not. One quick question I did have about my playbook. There's no like explanation for this ability. I like the way it sounds, of course, but not to be trifled with. Says in close combat, you're equal in scale to a small gang.
Yeah, so there's in the next version of the game, we haven't updated yet, but in the next version, that ability is a little more clearly written.
Okay.
Basically, you can push yourself like you normally can to get a bonus die. You spend 2 stress, you get a bonus die. when you have Not to Be Trifled With, also, in addition, when you push yourself, you get a bonus die, and you get to pick this extra benefit, which is you can perform like nearly superhuman feat of physical might, or you can dismay the enemy so much that they focus their efforts on you, because they're actually, you kind of did this in that fight last time when you like made everyone afraid of you. So you can choose one of those extra benefits when you push yourself to like perform some crazy feat of physical might, or to do the like, I'm a big scary target and you should ignore my friends. So yeah, that's how it works now. Preview to chat, version 8, not to be trifled. And also, let's not forget, you get 2 dots in your character's stash. Everyone got two stash.
Underneath the coin.
Yeah, under your coin. It's like your retirement stash, kind of.
Oh.
You get that periodically as your crew advances. So we're behind 2 ticks, so you get 2 in there.
Okay. And also a quick question, because I don't think in the Roll20 character sheet it denotes this, but like it costs 3 playbook advancements to get a veteran.
That's a bit of confusing notation there. You can take veteran 3 times. Each time it only costs 1. So cross-classing your character is not more expensive. You can just spend 1.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah. Feel free to browse the other playbooks for stuff if you want.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yes, chat. I have taken inspiration from other role-playing games. You may be familiar with a game with a move like Not to Be Trifled With. Yes, and let's do crew XP. Let's not forget that. You open your crew sheet. And I added, if you look on the right in Roll20, there's a drop-down that says playbooks. And underneath that drop-down, all the different character playbooks are there now, so you can browse through.
Got it. Okay, yeah, I've got the other playbook open too. So
yeah, however you want to do it, but they're on 20 now too.
Okay, so just in close combat, you're equal in scale to a small gang. When you push yourself in combat, you have an additional effect on those around you, i.e., become the target of attacks.
Yes, or
etc.
Or perform a feat of strength bordering on the superhuman. Okay, assassins. Let me open assassins. Where are they? Okay. Did you execute a successful killing?
Yep.
2. Only 1 was our target, but
you did kill 2 people. Yes, that's true. But only one assassination mission. Really.
Yeah.
Continue with challenges above your current station. This might be a time when you don't get that, actually.
No.
Marlene alone is definitely not a bigger league than your crew.
I think I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's connected to some people that are kind of powerful, but killing Marlene was not.
But then we killed her.
Yep. Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. You are professional and merciless.
I think we definitely bolster our reputation. Well, I guess we killed the only guy that would know about that.
So there was a bit of a complication.
No, I'm supposed to meet the kid still.
That's right. You're supposed to meet that kid who saw you slip the poison into her water.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think there's like a 1 there because otherwise there's no witnesses. Nobody knows it happened. We weren't contracted. This was more of us just like, we're going to do this and rig the results.
Yeah.
I did have a thought of like, after the episode ended last time, the post-credit scene is like the camera goes back inside to the boxing ring and everyone is like trying to rouse Marlene and people don't think she's dead right away because the bells don't ring.
Oh,
Oh.
right.
So
Damn.
Yeah.
there's this scene where everyone's like
Oh.
convinced that she's just unconscious,
Yeah.
and they try to rouse her, and after like a long time, they realize she's dead, and then some knowing looks pass across people's faces because there's this rumor going around about these killers that are, have this weird thing. So I think, there is a realization way later on once you guys
Okay, that's awesome. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I didn't think of that at the time either. During the week, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, because normally when they die, it would just be like the bell immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that does bolster your reputation for sure.
Yeah.
For the last word.
John, what is potency?
Potency, it increases your effect essentially. If you have potency against a particular target, it's like they're vulnerable to you. You do more harm, or you have a bigger effect on them in some way.
Okay. All right. I think I know what I'm going to take.
Cool. And the last one, express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
Kind of unknowingly, I suppose, because it wasn't made clear to everyone else that she was an attempted recruit, and then when she didn't sign, or she didn't come along, it was really important to me that she died. But I do think that is an expression of the crew in that way, I guess, if I'm the leader.
Yeah, I agree. I think is that something? Remind me, because I don't remember for totally. Is that something that the crew members came to understand?
No.
Okay, that was just you. Okay.
They kept asking, why are we killing? Like, I think it was Rune in particular, or maybe Aldo, that was like, why are we doing this? And I was just like, they really annoyed me, and they're tough, and they have to die. I think they said she knows something or something.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that still counts as essential nature, though, because the essential nature of this crew is, what the fuck is up with Careless, and why are we doing these things? To some extent. So, I think that mystique, continues to play a role. Is somebody recording XP for the crew, or should I do that?
Oh. We can do it right from the crew sheet, right?
Yeah.
Well, dude, we had 2 then, or just the 1?
Someone makes a good argument too. Aldo investigating Careless is a good inner conflict.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a rep, right?
3 XP, I think.
It's rep is our XP.
No, it's at the bottom.
Oh, I'm sorry. I see it.
Yeah,
3.
If you scroll down, yeah.
We had 0. Yeah, we had just leveled up.
You just leveled up. Yep.
Okay.
Speaking of rep and coin for your payoff. Well, first, Wheat, do you want to tell us what you took for your advance?
Yeah. And whether this plays into maybe a downtime action or not, but I'm going to take sharpshooter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fun.
And it says you can perform precision shooting at extreme long range. You can quickly draw and reload your weapons, and your range attacks gain potency.
Mm-hmm.
So
this will be a nice contrast. Like, you're the one who has run into this so far in the fight at Suker's. Well, at the King Clayth house. You had fired both of your pistols.
Yeah.
And there was that moment where I was like, now you have to reload them because they're these old-timey one-shot guns.
Right.
But people who have sharpshooter don't have to do that. They can just like rapidly keep shooting and reloading.
And maybe it was that exact moment where it was like this realization that I'm pretty worthless when it comes to any sort of combat, and I'm like surrounded by these people who can just like tear arms off and poke eyeballs out and burn their flesh from the inside, and probably other things we haven't even discovered yet. So there was an internal decision made that it's like, well, I was always good at this, but I never practiced. So the shooting range has paid off. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Sweet. So payoff. We already got a tease. It was killing Anne. I had to say. 14 coin was the payoff for the gambling,
That's a lot.
which
Good job, Miss Academy.
Wait. Do they know that? Right? Like, did I?
Not necessarily.
Was this a trans? Because if they didn't know that, and I'm sorry, crew, because obviously you're going to hear me say these words, but I'm going to take 2 coin off the top.
I mean, I think 12 would be a believable haul. Like they would.
Well, how much did you say it was? 14?
It's
14 total.
Okay.
If you said it was 12,
I'm taking 2.
Yeah. Okay.
And basically, if you want to set the scene as I present the coin, I throw it down on the table and I say, 12 coin. That's after 1 tip to the broker.
Okay. Does anyone have any reason to be suspicious of your crewmate, or does that seem legit?
Careless. Couldn't care less.
No, I think I would just accept that. 12 coin's a lot for one night, so Rune's just excited that we got paid 12 coin for 1 night of work, and I barely did anything. I poured some poison. I didn't even pour the poison. I just got the poison and then I sat at the bar drinking. So I'm fine with 12.
It was a rough night for Rune.
It's a lot of work.
I think.
Is there a way that I could I don't know if I rolled a seed to know if she's lying by her body language or her voice or stuff like that?
You study?
Yeah, you could study.
I was asking. Is that what I would use?
I mean, it's active, right? It's a thing that you would have a reason to be suspicious of her and be like, this seems fishy, and try to read her to see if she's lying.
Well, she has a gambling problem. Gamblers are liars. Trust me. I am one.
Yeah, no, that's if you have a
trust me. Wait, gamblers are liars. Trust me, I am one. I don't know if he's lying or not now.
I know, right? No, I have definitely lied about money, never hurtfully, but lied about how'd you do? I did all right. When you lost all of the money you brought, and she's like, I did okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
12 coin is a fuckload of money, right?
Yeah.
It certainly is. But when you bet 5, 12 doesn't really stack up as far as odds go.
Mm-hmm.
But I tipped
1. We'll roll it.
You're gonna tip 2 coin? You?
I said I tipped 1.
Okay.
Yeah,
I tipped 1 coin.
Let the dice do the talking.
Okay, I will. I'm gonna talk shit and roll crits right now.
Do it.
So, study in what position?
Desperate for sure, man. Absolutely.
Dude, I should get the counter study too.
You could study him, just don't know what that would do.
I mean, if you want to counter sway,
you could counter sway. If he succeeds the study, you could counter
It's
sway.
like a Curb Your Enthusiasm moment where he's like,
yeah. It's suspicious. You can roll your sway to try to lie your way out of it, because you're a good liar.
So while you guys are doing that, by the way, and you throw that money down on the table, Careless is doing his overacting Careless, where he's like, wow, 12 coin. That is fantastic. Well done, everybody involved. Stellar performance.
Well, that's just the bet money too. We get paid for this one, don't we? Don't we get paid for this?
No.
Absolutely not.
Well, then we made 9 coin.
Who was the client? It was Careless.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's rolling what now?
You're gonna roll steady, Zeke.
That's right.
Position.
Absolutely not.
It's just controlled. I don't think Miss Cataby's gonna jump up and slit your throat or something. So it's not a really risky situation.
Okay.
You don't know that, but I'm gonna show you now.
I mean, maybe Wheat has to tell us your position. I don't know. Maybe it is different.
Well, I think if Wheat's found flat out stealing from the group, it's pretty bad for him. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know that the role is desperate.
Yeah. Is you have the gun cocked under the table? Wheat.
Who shot first?
Okay. Yeah. Controlled and just standard effect.
Okay. Here we go.
There's a 6.
6. So I know you're lying.
Interesting.
Ooh.
And I'll just discreetly like pull you aside when I have a chance to just get you alone to talk to you. Now, far be it from me to say anything is wonky about this situation, but I'm a pretty good read on people, and I'd like to say that if you kept a few coin for yourself for doing the betting and all that kind of stuff, I wouldn't blame you. I don't think anybody in the party would blame you, but it'd probably be better for going forward if you just put all your cards on the table, so to speak. I don't mind that you take some. I'm not saying you did, but from now on, maybe just let us know that you deserve a little extra. We've got plenty. Sound good?
Is it that big of a deal to you?
No, it's not that big of a deal. The lie is a big deal. You understand that, right?
You call it a lie, but whether it's my fee or I took it or not, the bottom line is that we went into this with no money, and you had an opportunity in front of you, and I took the opportunity for the group. So I really don't see the problem in it.
Well, if we're going to be a cohesive group, we should have some sort of trust with each other. And I would like to have that with you. And I think everybody else would too. Now,
although I trust, you're right. You're right. Trust is important to me. But you know who I am. And if you trust me with money, I'm going to make sure the crew always has money. But I'm also going to make sure that Miss Cataby has some in her pocket, because you know what my life is outside of this crew. Just like I never question you about a painting or maybe something you look at. It's my art. So although the only thing I ask you to trust me on is you leave the money up to me. I'll make sure we're good. But I'll also make sure Miss Cataby's good. And it's just sort of my thing.
Right. Now, what you just said just now is exactly what I thought you should have said to the entire group. Say, I'm going to be taking care of Miss Cataby first, but I'll always make sure the group is taken care of as well. That's completely understandable. But I'm just saying, you didn't say that. So
Are
maybe
you going to tattletale on me now? Although, are you expecting me to fess up to the group now? Tuck my tails between my legs? Or are we going to let this one slide? And I promise that I should be more upfront.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to tell anybody. I've never been a weasel or a rat. I'm just saying I saw something, and that's why I pulled you aside. I would share with you. You share with me. Yeah, during our group things. Outside of that, you're fine. Do whatever you want. But when you're dealing with everybody's money, maybe everybody should know what's happening with it. That's all.
I think it's about this time. You guys are like talking in hushed tones and shit like that, like around the corner or whatever, right? Careless, kind of herky-jerky, head whips around the corner. I'm not pretending I heard anything. Obviously, I didn't. But he's just like, Aldo and Miss Cataby, I respect your privacy, but I must insist we have to have a conversation about who to kill next, and I need everyone at the table. If you could come along.
It's fine. Aldo is just talking about the fact that I took 2 coin off the top of the pay. We're good to go.
He's like smiling as you say that.
Like walk over and take a seat and put my feet up on the table. It's like, fuck it.
I think you walk past me and he like watches you. His smile never changes for a second. And then he kind of looks at Aldo and goes, well, is that true?
He said it. Or excuse me, she said it, didn't she?
Well, as we just learned, Aldo, and this is important for you to figure out as well, sometimes what people say or don't say is true or not true. But I get your point, and ever so carefully, I understand that you move at a little bit of a slower pace, so I'll move this along myself. That is shocking news. We should probably keep our eyes on that.
One of these days, you're going to stop talking to me like I'm a child. And that day's going to be a great day for us. And I just sit down and wait for him to tell me who we're going to kill.
Did I hear any of that conversation at all?
I was talking in a normal voice, so you can, if you were in the area.
I definitely said I took 2 coin off loud. Like,
I
mean, that was sort of the intentional. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I was already sitting at the table, like waiting for you guys because we went off somewhere, and I look at Miss Cataby as she walks in to sit down. It's like, did you really take 2 coin off the top?
The pot was 14. I took 2 off the top. I didn't even tip the fucking guy. Honestly, he's an ass, so I decided not to tip him. But you know, in the search for new information or making sure that I can cover our asses, it's the Miss Cataby fund, and here we are, 12 coin richer.
Well, not all of us. You're 12 plus 2.
Well, just the fact that she's saying something, doesn't it mean that maybe there's some guilt in there, and that means she likes us, which is good.
Although your heart's too big.
What's going on? Careless is just kind of slinking in with that, like, super fucking, you know, when people like know they've caught someone in something and are like, kind of slinks, just walks in. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, like red-handed. It's like, look, I'll tell you what I told Aldo. It's really simple. You want to leave the economics to the group, to me. You call me the fucking treasurer. You call me whatever you want. The purse lady, I don't care. But I'll tell you what, if you leave the money up to me, I'll make sure you're all richer. But I'm going to take what I need in order to make that happen. If you agree to that, then it doesn't matter. I won't rip you off. If I really wanted to rip you off, I could have very well taken a pot and done something way beyond this. But the fact of the matter is that I know money the best. Careless, do you care about money?
Yes.
Do you care about making a lot of money?
No, I do not.
Well, it just so happens I'm debt-free. I think you should let me take care of your money. I'll make sure everything is fine with the group.
You're a right sneaky witch, aren't you?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
We should take our break soon, but maybe we can resolve this. Is this? It sounds like Careless isn't super invested with this particular hiccup, but maybe Aldo and Rune potentially are still a little ruffled. Is this the type of thing that we can let go and the role play has solved the situation, or should we ask Wheat to make a sway roll to actually like?
No. Well, for me, I was just trying to set it up in a way of like later when I say like I need your help finding a new drug dealer, that I can be like, you know, like you need to help me, rather than yeah. So I'm not like trying to get her to give me the money back or anything, but I just wanted to be like, now I can like, I know this about you, and now I can say I need your help.
And honestly, I got what I wanted out of the situation. She told everybody, and now. And I mean, I don't think anybody's like really concerned about money because we're flush with it. But what I really wanted was for her to know that I knew, and maybe have everyone else know from her, not from me.
Yep. I think we can kind of end the scene a little bit and go into our break with Careless. Just like after that, he's Miss Cataby says that he says, well, if I can offer, I do think it probably wise that the lesson be learned. If we are dealing with drugs, maybe Rune does not handle that by herself. If we're dealing with books or art, perhaps Aldo has...
I can handle the drugs.
Rune, you know I have the most confidence in you. You are one of my favorites.
Sound like it.
But you are also a drug addict. it's probably not best that you do this by yourself. But anyways, I digress. The point is,
Addict is such a strong word.
it is. It's a very strong word, Brune, and it's also extremely appropriate. I probably shouldn't be left in a room alone with someone that could be cut into pieces. This is also an honest. I feel like we're sharing right now, and I like that about us. We're getting closer. Now, Miss Cataby, you are good with money, but good in the sense that you can make it appear, but also disappear, and that's a good thing, a good and bad thing, and I like that about all of us. So, yes, you're going to continue to earn us money, but probably with a little bit more accompaniment, just so that we continue to earn as much money as we're deserved. Aldo went into a ring with a very good fighter and risked his life, and you've decided that you get paid more than the rest of us. I don't know that that should sit well with Aldo. If it does, he's a gentle giant, but still a giant. You have to respect that.
You know, I never thought I'd say this, but I completely agree with you, Careless.
Great. I'm glad I've heard your opinion on it. Fantastic. Let's move on.
All right. Cool.
Nice. All right.
Cool in the gang now.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
I'm just pouting now because they called me an addict. I'm upset.
You're going to show them. Go down into your basement.
You're like, well, I'm going to take some drugs to calm down now.
Only you had some.
I'll show them.
All right. We are going to take our first break. We'll be back with some downtime and figuring out who is on the chopping block with the last word. We'll be back in just a minute.